A 10-year-old boy now charged with murder in the last hours in court in an orange prison jumpsuit, fidgeting in court, charged with the stabbing death, one stab to the heart of his 12-year-old best friend. Apparently, the 12-year-old's mom had done everything she could, even moved, to get her son into a safe community, including spending everything she had on a private Christian school. Her 12-year-old boy took her 10 years to conceive. Her only son is now dead. His 10-year-old best friend behind bars, a 10-year-old little boy. I'm just having a really hard time believing, and I know what is necessary for a murder one charge.
Yeah,
it's very hard for me to take in a 10-year-old boy, and this is his friend, right, being charged with murder one. But that is the state of what is happening right now. Okay, Eleanor, you and I have both prosecuted juveniles and put them behind bars for murder. But a 10-year-old, Eleanor?
Well, Nancy, yes, and let's look at it this way. In fact, I've tried a 12-year-old in juvenile court for murder, but you've got to look at the intent.
I'm not bragging, but I tried a 13-year-old for murder. But there was a whole different scenario. In that case, the 13-year-old, whom I might add stood about 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", jumped over a display of dope ropes, gold chains, grabbed a handful of dope ropes, and then opened fire, left one guy paralyzed and another dead. That was my 13-year-old that got sent to prison. But yours was a 12-year-old. But your 12-year-old murderer had a different scenario than this 10-year-old.
Well, yes, but again, it's a question of anger. And look how quickly this 10-year-old lost his temper, used a knife. Nancy, a knife he had to get from somewhere. He had a real knife on him. How many times did he stab the victim? You've got to look at all that intent and his anger issues, which were previously known. He's had some other what we call prior bad acts of acting out aggressively.
Good Lord in heaven, Eleanor. Bad act by a 10-year-old? What? He stole a cookie out of the cookie jar? What's the bad act?
No, he was aggressive to a friend of his on the trampoline. When the friend got too close to him,
aggressive
he smacked
on the
him
trampoline.
around. That's right. It's a prior bad act. He's got an anger issue, and the only way you're going to deal with this is to prosecute him.
By a 10-year-old?
Yes.
What's the bad act? What, he pushed him down and made him bounce?
No, I think he was much more aggressive than that, and that was the problem, Nancy, his aggression in this case.
Put her up. Eleanor, a 10-year-old got aggressive on a trampoline, and that's the bad act? You got to give me more than that before I'm going to put a 10-year-old in jail.
Well, it's the force that he used on that trampoline when he was attacking the other child. It's more than just a little push, Nancy. You've got to look at what he's doing at that aggression, as I keep saying. It is what it is, and look what's happened now.
Okay.
He has stabbed and killed someone.
I got one thing to say. Peter Odom, John David, my son. He's 4 going on 5. All children get angry. That's why I have everything baby-proof. They can't get to a kitchen knife, even if they knew what one was. You know, in our house, we don't even say G-U-N. I can't take in putting a 10-year-old behind bars, and this was his friend. Maybe I don't understand the facts.